You've probably clicked on this video thinking, this guy's always talking about Dubai. What could he possibly even mean? 4 reasons not to move here. Well guys, listen, Dubai's not for everybody. It's an amazing city. It's got so many opportunities. It's got great weather, but there are 4 reasons, in my opinion, why Dubai wouldn't suit you. Because at the end of the day, it's not for everybody. You know, just like anywhere in the world, it doesn't suit everybody. Just because it suits one person doesn't mean it suits everyone. Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna explain 4 reasons why you shouldn't move to Dubai. Okay, number 1, if you're trying to do Dubai on a budget, and what I mean by that is if you're coming to Dubai and you're trying to cheap it out, then I highly suggest you don't choose this as a destination. There are so many other places in the world where you can do this on a much better budget. For example, Southeast Asia, parts of Europe, Eastern Europe, places in the world where you don't have to spend a lot of money. Because I'll tell you now, Dubai's a very expensive place to live. And I'm not gonna dive deep into how much it costs, but in my opinion, based on the lifestyle that I want to live, and I don't live a lavish lifestyle, but based on the lifestyle of just being able to like eat good food, go out to restaurants, occasionally go to beach clubs, live in a nice place, live in a good area. Sometimes I would say that you probably need minimum 4,000 to 5,000 Great British pounds, maybe $6,000 a month to live out here and enjoy your time. Of course, you can do it on a budget, but doing Dubai on a budget, it's just not that fun, you know? When I first moved out here and I didn't have a lot of money, I was building my businesses, I was building connections. But when I first got into real estate and I wasn't really making much money, it was so hard. You know, even grocery shopping is expensive because at the end of the day, the places where Dubai is in the world, it needs to import loads of stuff. So there are supermarkets where you can find cheaper stuff, but oh, the quality really does suck, you know? Especially when you come from a place like the UK. I mean, listen, there are places in America where, I went to LA and that place was expensive. That place was actually comparable to Dubai, to be fair. Probably more expensive. But anyway, if you are looking at doing Dubai on a budget, then I highly suggest that you find somewhere else. And I'm not meaning to put you off, but it's not the place to do it. Number 2, if you're coming over as a family, then what you need to consider is that you're going to be paying expensive fees for schooling. There is no free schooling apart from the locals in Dubai. So there are places in Europe or your hometown where, you know, you can send your kids to public school, but unfortunately in Dubai, it's going to cost you a lot of money. So if you aren't prepared to pay schooling fees, then that, in my opinion, is another reason why Dubai is not going to be for you. I'm not going to tell you how much they are because personally, I don't really know all the areas and how much they cost. There might be cheaper ones, which I'm sure there are cheaper ones than other ones. But if you aren't prepared, if you've got a couple of kids as well, that's a couple of kids that you've got to pay for school per year, every year. It's going to get costly, so I don't recommend it then if you don't want to pay school fees. Reason number 3, if you've not got any savings, then I highly suggest that you don't come here because whatever industry you're going to get into is going to slowly start paying you. But when you move to Dubai, if you've got no savings in your account or you've only got a couple of thousand, then it's going to be very tough. Now listen, I did it with around £6,000 in my bank account when I first moved out here. But if I didn't have that as my base, also the fact that I had connections in order for me to make money quite quickly, you're gonna struggle because Dubai isn't cheap when you first arrive. It costs you a lot of money to get set up out here. It costs a lot of money to move into a place. You're probably gonna need a car. There are so many things that, you know, you don't know where to eat out cheaper. You know, you're gonna be spending a lot of money on food, groceries, and you're gonna burn through that money faster than you can imagine. So if you don't have savings in your account, then I highly suggest that you wait until you do. If not, don't move to Dubai. And reason number 4, this is a bit of a controversial topic, but if you're not prepared for severe heat, then in the summer, you aren't gonna survive. I mean, listen, a lot of people, like myself, spend time inside, but I am a real estate agent and there are times where I need to go outside and do things like viewings. And sometimes it gets up to almost 50 degrees Celsius, which, my God, it is hot. And I just mean like unbearably hot. You can't spend more than 5 minutes outside. And if you're wearing a suit or anything, to be honest, if you're wearing any clothing, you're gonna suffer hard, all right? So if you aren't used to that and you don't like the heat and you don't want the heat, then it's not for you. But if you were gonna consider moving to Dubai, you'd have already known that it gets hot. But if you don't like the heat, and I'm talking the winter's beautiful, like, you know, 20 degrees, 30 degrees. But when we start getting to 50 degrees, it really tests people. I mean, listen, you do stay inside a lot of the time, but if you don't like that 40, 50 degree heat and you can't bear it through the summer, then I highly suggest if you can't go and travel in that time, you don't come here if you don't want it. All right, so they're my 4 reasons why you shouldn't move to Dubai. But if you can get over them reasons, then get over here because it's amazing. See you in the next video, guys.